Today we are taking a look at Leafa from Sword Art Online. This is the BiCute Dark Figure release by FuRyu. Sword Art Online is a fantasy action series centered on full-dive virtual reality games. As the story expands beyond the original SAO incident, it also moves into other VR worlds, including Alfheim Online, which brings a stronger fantasy atmosphere to the series. Leafa is Kirito's younger sister's avatar in Alfheim Online. She is a sylph player who guides Kirito through that world, making her one of the key characters in the ALO arc. Today's highlights for this figure are the cute pose that looks like she is trying to scare someone, the lively hair movement that supports the pose, and the texture work on the knee-high boots. The pose immediately sets the tone. Both hands are raised forward with the fingers curled like little claws, and the upper body leans in just enough to make the figure feel playful rather than aggressive. That gesture, combined with the open smile and bright eyes, gives the whole figure a teasing and charming energy. The hair then adds even more motion to that presentation. The high ponytail lifts up and sweeps in a large arc behind the body, while the long sections continue downward and outward instead of simply falling straight. Because of that, the pose feels more animated from every angle, and the silhouette stays active even where the outfit itself is very minimal. The boots become the third major point of interest. They run high up the legs in a smooth, uninterrupted shape, but small folds around the ankles and the rounded transition into the feet stop them from feeling flat. That balance helps the lower half look sleek while still keeping enough surface variation to stay visually interesting up close. This channel brings you figure reviews and anime merchandise updates straight from Japan. If you enjoyed this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe. The face is built around a bright and playful expression. The large green eyes are opened wide and framed by clean dark lines, which gives the gaze a lively and alert look from the front. The mouth opens in a soft curved shape with visible red inside, and that small opening keeps the smile from reading as flat or static. That expression works especially well because the face does not rely on exaggeration alone. The pointed ears extend outward clearly from the head and immediately strengthen the fantasy character image. Together with the open smile, they help the figure feel mischievous in a light and inviting way rather than severe. The hair adds most of the movement in the upper silhouette. A heavy front bang falls diagonally across the face, partly covering one side and breaking the symmetry of the head from the start. At the same time, the shorter front sections are gathered into small braids near the cheeks, giving the face a tighter frame before the longer hair opens outward behind it. The ponytail is the largest single shape in the hairstyle. It is tied high at the back of the head and rises upward before sweeping in a broad curve behind the shoulders and back. That long flowing arc gives the figure a strong sense of motion, and the striped hair tie at the base adds a small accent that keeps the gathering point from feeling plain. The upper body is organized around a forward-leaning line. Both arms come out in front of the torso, but instead of mirroring each other stiffly, the hands sit at slightly different distances and angles, which keeps the gesture from looking mechanical. That small difference makes the pose feel more natural and supports the idea that she is playfully reaching toward the viewer. The outfit on the upper half is very minimal, so the figure depends heavily on line and placement. The black top is reduced to compact triangular sections connected by thin straps, leaving the chest and shoulders largely open. Because the straps stay narrow and precise, they frame the upper body without interrupting the body line too heavily. At the neck, a black choker creates a very clean visual stop at the top of the torso. From there, a small green ornament sits at the center and connects into the thin lines that lead downward toward the top. That tiny accent is important because it gives the center of the chest a clear point of structure instead of leaving the whole design dependent on skin exposure alone. Behind the upper body, the green bat-like wings expand outward and create the broadest horizontal shape in the whole figure. The dark outer edges and interior line divisions make the wings easy to read as separate forms, and their spread helps frame the shoulders and head from behind. Because of that, the figure keeps a strong fantasy identity even though the outfit itself is very stripped down. The lower body continues the same playful presentation through a very compact outfit and a long leg line. The shorts sit low and close to the hips, with a visible waistband, front seam, and small belt loop details that keep the shape from feeling too plain. Even with such a simple design, those small structural breaks give the lower outfit enough definition to stay readable from close range. The pose does a lot of work here. One leg extends forward as the main front line, while the other is drawn back with a bend at the knee, which gives the lower half a lighter and more animated sense of movement. That front and back placement keeps the stance from feeling flat and helps the figure maintain a flowing line from the waist down to the feet. The tail also contributes strongly to that movement. It extends out from the back in a long, thin curve and sweeps wide around the body before ending in a heart-shaped tip. That line gives the rear view much more reach and helps connect the lower body to the same broad motion already established by the hair. The boots are one of the strongest design elements in the lower half. They rise high over the knees in a continuous dark shape and narrow gradually down the calves before rounding into the feet. The small folds around the ankle area and the thick heel shape give them enough form variation to feel substantial while still preserving the clean long-legged silhouette that defines the pose. This figure is approximately 23 centimeters tall. That's about 9.1 inches. For size comparison, here's a 350 milliliter can. That's about 12 ounces in the US. Overall, Leafa by FuRyu stands out for the way this figure combines a playful expression, a teasing pose, and strong flowing lines into one very lively composition. The face is one of the clearest strengths of the figure. The wide green eyes give her an energetic and attentive look, while the softly open mouth adds a friendly and mischievous tone. That balance keeps the expression cute and engaging from the front rather than overly intense. The hair plays a major role in shaping the full silhouette. High ponytail lifts and sweeps in a large curve, giving the figure a much stronger sense of motion from the side and rear angles. The upper body is also very effective in how it presents the pose. Both arms reach forward with curled fingers, and that gesture instantly creates the feeling that she is trying to playfully startle someone. Because the torso leans into that movement and the hands stay slightly offset from one another, the figure avoids stiffness and keeps a more natural sense of rhythm. The lower half continues that same sense of motion through the short black shorts, the forward-reaching leg line, and the long curved tail. One leg extends forward as the main line, while the other is drawn back with a bend at the knee, which keeps the pose light and animated rather than static. The boots are especially important here because they give the legs a strong, uninterrupted finish, and the subtle folds near the ankles keep them from feeling overly simple. Together, those elements help the lower body stay sleek while still holding enough detail to remain interesting up close. Because of that, fans of Sword Art Online or Leafa will definitely enjoy this piece. With that focus, collectors who appreciate playful fantasy posing, lively hair movement, and strong leg silhouettes should find it a very satisfying figure. That's it for this video. If there's any part of the figure you liked, feel free to leave a comment and share your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.